So we about to get into something, and it's probably gonna get uncomfortable for you and some of the people around you. Now, you can do with this information whatever you want to do, but show me your friends, and I'll show you your future. Think about your friend group, like who you really hang out with and what y'all do. And look, I know it sounds harsh, but it's really the truth. If everyone around you is, for lack of better terms, is being average on everything that they do, average starts to feel normal. If you guys are not, if everybody around you doesn't try to fulfill a higher goal, then if somebody accomplished certain things, then it's just gonna feel normal, right? Like with my family, like we talk a lot about ownership. Like we talk about wanting to have homes and kids, and that's something that we strive for. So a lot of us are buying homes. A lot of us have degrees because that's something that was laid out. Like our average is okay. You got to get a degree. Okay, you have to get a home. That's something that is a necessity. That's ingrained in us since we were younger, and all of us talk about, okay, how can we get this home? How can you improve your home? How can you improve your yard? What can you talk to kids about? I have a home. I don't have any kids yet, but that's something that I'm striving for. That's something that I'm praying for. Which, within the next year or two, I'll have that. I know that because I'm putting it out there. But just thinking about this, thinking about your circle, the people around you are the people who influence your mindset. Coming up, with my cousins and my brother, like a lot of us were like, okay, we gotta get degrees. All right, we gotta find some way to make money. We always had like an entrepreneur mindset. That's why you guys got to see some of us who were coming up in college. We were throwing parties, but we weren't just throwing parties. We were making money from these parties, right? Shout out to Austin. Shout out to LeBeus. Shout out to Travis. Like that's something that we did. Like in high school, we came up with businesses where we did clothes. We wanted to make money, and a lot of us now are still doing some entrepreneurship type deals. Whether it's me being the IT guy, and I'm selling computers and laptops and phones and watches and tablets and things of that nature. Was LeBeus, he's doing logos and designs and websites. Austin's doing a lot of stuff with hosting events, and um, I won't call him like a lobbyist or anything like that, but he's doing fundraising for a lot of other businesses, right? And Travis, he's doing his real estate and doing rehab for homes and things of that nature. So are in our all of us are in our fields, and we keeping that entrepreneur spirit, and we want our families, and we all have homes, and we all have those entrepreneur spirits. Not to say that we don't want the 9 to 5s, and those things are helping us, fund that. But then the goal is to eventually the business should be first, and that should take over everything, and that'll help fund the rest of our lives. And so that's what has been built up. All of us have degrees, all of us have certifications, and all of us are striving to be top-notch entrepreneurs. And all of us are in different spots in our lives, but that's the mindset. That's the big circle. And also, Trey's also in there too. Trey's coming up, and Trey's doing the same thing. He just moved out here with his family, which is beautiful, right? And so that's and I'm putting that together for you so you can see, okay, this is the Gamage, Davidson, Turner. Like, okay, this is what they do. Everybody in our circle is successful because that is the standard that we put out there. and we kind of get on the other person to see, okay, where are you at with this? Do you need help with X, Y, and Z? We also have we talk about stocks and bonds, and okay, how is this stock rising? Shout out to my brother Landon. He's the one that kind of he jumped into that opportunity and kind of got us into that, right? And so now we all are having those conversations on the side. I'm like, hey, where's your stock at? Okay, what else do we need to buy? Like, so we're having conversations about investing, right? And there's some things that we all can improve on, but I'm giving those examples about a circle, about your friends, about the conversation. Just think about the conversations that you all are having, right? And that's not to say that you have to necessarily get rid. If your friend group's not talking about that, I'm not saying to get rid of them. But what I am saying is that maybe you need to add to that, or maybe you need to, have another circle where you are all talking about that. Where maybe you're not the smartest person in that group, but that can help get you there, right? Help put you into that position. Success leaves clues, so you need to pay attention to that, right? So again, we talked about how the people around you influence your mindset, right? They influence your habits. What you do on a regular basis. They influence how big you dream. If everybody around you complains, then you're gonna be complaining. If everybody around you quits, then quitting becomes normal. If everyone around you is growing, then you're gonna be able to grow as well, because that's gonna be the mindset of everybody. Because everybody's gonna help pull each other up. And I learned something very, very powerful, that success leaves clues, and that's why I started paying attention, the people around me and where they were and where I wanted to be at, and what positions I want to put myself in. I stopped asking average people for extraordinary advice. Just think about that. I could see, okay, I'm doing things with this group of folks, but I want to be here high. But if none of these people that's here have been here, okay, how do I get there? Because they can't give me the answer, so I gotta go somewhere else. So I go back to my days when I was at AT&T, when I was a small business manager, and I wanted to take things to another level. And the group of people I was around, we were cool, but nobody could. The ones around me couldn't get me to that level. So I started asking the other managers around, like, who do I need to be up under? Who should I be asking for advice? And a lot of them had told me, hey, you need to have a conversation with this man named Jermaine Pittman, who Jermaine is still my mentor to this day. Jermaine has been with the company for I don't know how many years, 20 plus, 30 years, something like that, whatever. And he has been in that position because he knows corporate America. He knows how to make those adjustments. And Jermaine has been he has been an entrepreneur for a long time, and in corporate. He has found success on both ends. He's made money, he's lost it, and made it back again, right? And so it was optimal for me to have a relationship with him, um, to understand what it means to be successful in corporate America, um, as a black man, as a man, uh, uh, as somebody who has his own family. What is that? What does success looks like? How do I get there? And so yeah, we have had conversations, about AT&T, but also we have had conversation what it means to like be a man, and how I should be moving and the things that I should be doing, right? And so he's gave me advice, and to this day I can still call him, um, with any question, and he'll answer it. So that's somebody that has been pivotal in my life, right? Who has seen success, and so I won't forget that. And there was a handful of us who have went to Jermaine to ask him for that advice, but Um, I would say out of those handfuls, I believe that outside of his son, I was the one that had that closer relationship with him because we have had real conversations, and I stuck to the things that he said, and I also got respect to the colleagues that he had around because they knew, okay, Larry's going to be here at 8 when Jermaine's here, and he's going to leave when Jermaine leaves. He's going to answer questions. He's going to be on top of his work. And again, success is going to leave clues. You got to pay attention. And I seen those clues within him because I knew my future was going to be connected with my circle, and I knew that if I not put him in my circle, then I can only reach so high. And another thing, your circle isn't just company; it's a direction. And so, I started having conversations. Okay, I want to aim here. This is the direction that I want to go, and I know if I can aim here, that I could reach higher, right? And so, you gotta make sure that hey, you might have a direction that you want to go. You might have a vision of where you want to be at, but also leave room so you can reach higher. You have to protect your environment. You got to know where you at. You have to know who's around you, and you got to know, hey, if I add this person, what is my environment? What might my environment look like? How can I make this better? You also got to protect your energy because everybody's not gonna have your best interest at heart. So that's another thing you have to use. Like the people that have around you, do they have your best interest? Look at them from afar. See what they do with other people that's in their group, and if they respect them, or do they always get into them? Like you got to watch people, and with doing that, you also gonna protect your future. So you have to take your inventory of your current circle and all the other people that you want to add into your circle, because your circle today very may be your reality from tomorrow. And if you're really serious about making these changes, keep following the Larry Motivates channel, and I'm gonna help you get to where you need to go to. I'm gonna be there. How about you?